starting another day here, and today's focus is going to be gas tanks. It's another hot and windy one out here today. Tomorrow it's supposed to only be in the high 60s, so we'll see how that works out. Gonna end up with pneumonia out here, or heat stroke, one or the other. But we got some 2x4s, a piece of angle iron, and some rope and a sawzall. We're getting this gas tank out of here. Well, this is a bit concerning. That's a lot more water than I left it. I don't know. Same on this side. Got all that water there. I don't know. But we got to get this water out of here first before we do anything, so I guess I need to go tilt the boat again. Well, we got the tube cleared out. That was a start. It was jammed from one end to the other. If you look over in that corner, you'll see what looks like a pile of crap. Actually, that's the cardboard they used to make the tube. And it was left inside, and when it got saturated, it just fell down inside the tube, jamming it. Lucky enough, there wasn't any water really coming into there. I mean, a lot of it's closed up, but it's a bad design flaw again. Like I said, there's no drainage for the box, the gas tank box itself at all, even though there's a hatch that was built in the top, so every time you wash the boat, water would go down the hatch. And on top of that, the tube they put in to connect the two boxes, or whatever you want to call them, failed. So basically from that bulkhead forward was just jammed up. Shocked there wasn't so much more water, but right now we're just getting it cleaned out, let it drain out, and then we'll attack the gas tank. Well, there's just some of what came out of that little tube. On what's in there, what's up on there, and a big pile of crap I got sitting on top of the gas tank. Yeah, tube didn't work out. Well, the all tells all. Yep, ain't worth bothering with. Into the truck and off to the dump it goes. Man, fuel prices that high, I'm better off fixing boats. Well, until you look at fiberglass and the cost of wood, I don't know. Well, as you can tell, it's a bit of a rainy day here, and it's supposed to be like this most of the day. So, in the spirit of things, I always like to get something done, and today we made another dump run and another Home Depot run. I'm telling you, these Home Depot runs are killing me. I've spent more money on lumber. It is just ridiculous. $70 a sheet right now. And that is about $5 higher than what I looked at a week ago. And it's just, for regular CDX, I mean, it's insane. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm lucky I'm running out of wood here. I need a little balsa, and I'm gonna need a little 1/4 inch, but I'm telling you, by the time I'm all said and done, and this is without the wood that I used I already had. You know, I had some stuff in stock. At least $500. That's crazy numbers for a good boat like this. All right, well, we gotta go home and start prepping up for the next few days. That means basically bringing a little semblance to the insanity of my garage. So that's pretty much it for today. One mystery solved. This is actually a really old Bennett trim tab system. 4 solenoids, a pump, One solenoid for up, one solenoid for down for port side, one solenoid for up, one solenoid for down on the starboard side. That's old. Well, we're starting another day here, and looking down upon my domain, it looks so much nicer. I'm sure to you it looks like a hodgepodge of a huge mess, but to me it is organized chaos. And as long as it's some sort of organized, it's all a plus. I have to say, this hasn't really been much of a productive week. We've had a couple days of rain. That's the drawback of when you're restoring boats in your driveway and you don't have a nice beautiful shop to do it in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And on top of that, yesterday I had a doctor's appointment to have my bum inspected. Apparently I did okay because they didn't want to see me back for another 5 years. But that's an all-day experience. So the sun is out for a little bit this afternoon. We're going to go ahead and crack on a few things on this boat. We've got a lot of setbacks and a lot of things to look forward to, and it's about time we get into them. Of course, one of the major setbacks is the gas tank, and it's not holding of gas. We've got one on order. I mean, the problem right now is this Muller there's like no stock anywhere of these gas tanks. And I found one on eBay. Yes, it's used, but it's relatively new. And it's plastic, so we really don't have a whole lot of worries about it. We do have another gas tank that came with the boat. It's a 50-gallon tank. It fits up underneath the front here. I don't know. I mean, with it, 50 gallons times 7 is what, 350 pounds? Another 5-gallon bucket or barrel over there for water, another 35 pounds. All stuffed in the bow. These boats are bow heavy as it is because they have the big decks on the front already. Ah, jeez. I mean, this thing must have drove like a tank. And then you put all this weight in the ass. Oh my God. So our goal today is to do what we can without the gas tanks. And that's going to include fixing the ends of our stringers. Maybe this down here a little bit. Maybe a little bit over here, a little bit over there, all over the place. We actually have wood. We got that the other day. We can actually start cutting out our deck if we can, you know, get some shapes or measurements off of this guy. We'll just copy it and then just basically lay them right back in place. Of course, we can't put it down until we get the new tank. The new fill hose arrives tomorrow. The new sender arrives on Friday, which is 2 days from now. The new gas tank, I haven't even got a tracking number yet for. So yeah, this is our first major setback. I mean, everything's been on bullseye so far. I mean, we just cranked through everything, and this is going to hold us back quite a bit unless this thing miraculously shows up in the next few days, which fingers are crossed, but hopes are not high. Well, there's everything that was on it. It is cleaned off completely of anything that was not original fiberglass. Again, they left some pitting and other things, so, you know, I guess when you're manufacturing these things using hundreds of gallons of resin and 100 yards of mat, yeah, I guess you can come up with some voids on occasion, but wow. So I went ahead and I got my plywood laid out, and I'm going to trace this board out like it is. And then I'm going to take it in the boat and I'm going to customize it to that stuff there. Basically, it's where they kind of filled in the sides and such. And I'll make sure it gets up underneath as far as possible and lays flat everywhere. And then I'm going to go ahead and fiberglass the back, and on and on and on. We've done a little cabousel around our joints between where the stringers ended. It's just a little rough around the edges, so I made it easy just to fill it in with some cabousel and some fiber. A lot of fiber, of course, just a little bit of cabousel to hold it all in place. Then we're going to go ahead and put some chop strand over it, a few layers just to tighten things up. that one over there also. And then we're going to go cut some boards and yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Well, we got a bit of an issue right now. This one's a dick. Watch. Hey. You knock it off. He's always got an attitude towards this one. Again, these are wild animals. Okay, back to work here. Oh, wait a second. Don't you dare. Hey, knock it off. You. Yeah, you gotta help the little guy out now and then. Alright, back to work here. After our near-death experience, our one camera died. We lost a circuit breaker in the garage, which was nothing, just basically flipping it back on. And we're not really sure where the lightning hit, but it was so close it was a flashbang. But the sun has come out for at least another 45 minutes or so, so I'm going to go ahead and try to fit up this first board. I really would like just to get them fit up, and that way I can get them fiberglassed on the bottom and all that good stuff. But the first thing is that they got to fit in the right way and in the right place, so here we go. Well, that's good enough for this evening. Pretty much both boards are fitted in. It's a little short over here because they actually ran the Cabasil mixture they use out way beyond, and they actually just set the actual fiberglass deck right on top of it. I'm going to actually trace mine out, notch it out so the board will actually fit in it, and then the fiberglass can fit into that. They all need to come up. They all need to be fiberglass from the back. I gotta check and double check and quadruple check the actual hatch cutout, but it's too late for any of that now. I just want to get this back in the garage so in case it rains tonight it doesn't get all soaking wet, and we will come back at this tomorrow. Alright, we're starting off another day here on a somber note. Apparently that lightning strike that happened so close last night actually happened in my woods over there. Killed 2 squirrels, dropped them right there on the ground. Being I feed the squirrels and the birds and such around here, it's kind of a sad thing for me. You know, I know hunters and all that stuff would be like, ah, cook them up. Yeah, I get that. I'm cool with that. But at the same time, like I said, they're almost like family pets at this point. As you can see, we have quite a bit of wildlife around here, and on occasion, natural things have to happen. It doesn't mean you have to be happy about it. But here we are. in our wet boat. I got to get this thing dried out a little bit. There's like a lot of things we got to do. I'm getting hopeful again about the gas tank showing up, but at the same time, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll see how it works out. But first thing I need to do is actually get this thing dried up a little bit. Then we have a little painting and some other stuff to do, and we got to get these boards that are in the garage. We got to get them coated. Yeah, we got plenty to do today.
Camera.
After a long day here, we went ahead and I got both deck plates. There's two more that go all the way in the back. They're little small guys. They're 2x2s actually, which I'm gonna wait until all of this is actually installed before I go ahead and make those, because they're probably gonna be altered a lot from what theoretically they should be. But we got glass on the back of these guys, and we sealed all the outside corners and about 3 inches up on the deck, and on this one we actually ran a little extra because we had some extra glass. Then we created a little lip on our existing plywood with some leftover pieces of the deck. That's about 1/4 inch thick, so it should extend the fiberglass right across off to the next sheet. As you saw, we went ahead and painted the gas tank box on the off chance it comes in. You know, we want it sealed up and ready to go. And yes, when you open the hatch, you may actually see some of this inside of here. So I wanted to make sure it was all sealed up, one, because of the leaking gas and everything else. And number two, just on the off chance you have an appear off to one side or another. I don't want to see just raw, ugly fiberglass. So this color is my own concoction. It's what I call Boston Whaler White. It's just Rust-Oleum. You know, the canned stuff down here, and it's 1 gallon of gloss white with 1 quart of almond, just to take that gloss white off. Added a little Valspar hardener to it, and yeah, I can actually touch it right now and it won't transfer. Oil base paint. In about an hour that stuff will be dry. I actually already did a second coat, so I mean that tells you how fast it actually dries up. We went ahead and did that. We went ahead and did our stringers on both sides again. Fixed the caps, everything's done there on that one also. And down here where they had a blunt edge, I went ahead and I kind of 45'd it off. No matter what, water was going to come down this channel and it was going to sit right on this blunt edge, and it would sit there for 50 years waiting for its opportunity to get inside of this little piece of wood. So I went ahead and 45'd off of them with some glass and some mat, just kind of like eased it out, so if water comes running down that way it'll actually run down further. And then I did some mat all the way up about another foot, so that way it won't be actually sitting in the crotch anywhere. Also did the same thing on the other side. Went around the transom shield once again with some leftover chop strand. Just happen to have it wherever the bolts come through. I've been putting a couple layers on here and there just to make sure it spreads that load around a little bit. And last but not least, we actually ground down all this Cavasil mixture here to give us a nice lip, so we can just set our plywood right in here. It'll butt right up to this, and then we can just feather it out between the two. now that I've been going in 13 different directions, I also have 13 different projects, materials, and tools to put away. We'll pick this up again tomorrow. I don't know. If you look over in that corner, you'll see a pile, what looks like this is not part of a 270T. Of course, one of the major setbacks is the gas tank. Of course, one of the set. So our goal today is to do what we have to. Hundreds of yards of fabric. Chatty little bunch, aren't you? Whack, 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 whack. That'll be on fast forward. Oh, breaking another one. Try this again. Now that was a mess.